Someone just said, "You don't talk much." And you're sitting there feeling that familiar knot in your stomach, the one that whispers, maybe there's something wrong with you. Maybe you're broken in some fundamental way that everyone else can see. You're replaying every quiet moment from the last hour, wondering if your silence made you seem rude, disinterested, or worse, like you don't belong there at all. But here's what's actually happening when you pull back in those moments. Your mind is unconsciously running what we might call social filtering, automatically assessing whether this environment is worth your energy. You're not being antisocial or rude, you're being emotionally intelligent. That quiet pause before you decide how much to engage, that's your psychological safety radar scanning the room, asking questions you might not even realize you're processing. Are these people genuine? Do I feel comfortable here? Will my words be heard or dismissed? Research shows that people with higher self esteem are less likely to fear negative evaluation. And when you stay quiet in an environment that doesn't feel right, you're demonstrating sophisticated emotional intelligence. You've learned to protect your energy from interactions that drain rather than nourish. Your selectivity isn't a social deficiency. It's evidence that you understand not every space deserves your voice, and that authentic connection requires more than just filling silence with words. If you trace that pattern back, it often starts with moments when you tried to speak up and were dismissed, interrupted, or made to feel like your words didn't matter. Your brain learned a protective strategy: assess first, engage second. When someone cuts you off mid sentence or responds with distracted attention while scrolling their phone, you're collecting data about whether this person values what you have to say. Past negative social interactions create heightened sensitivity to social cues, where even ambiguous responses get interpreted as dismissal signals. And fear of negative evaluation can intensify negative emotions like shame and guilt. This isn't paranoia or overthinking. It's your emotional intelligence protecting you from repeating painful experiences where you opened up only to discover your vulnerability wasn't safe in that person's hands. Think of that moment when you just described your social filtering process. Have you ever caught yourself doing exactly that assessment in real time, weighing whether someone is genuine before deciding how much to engage? Comment your answer below. Now let's explore what happens when that protective strategy goes too far. When you watch social dynamics before speaking, you're not hesitating out of fear or insecurity. You're testing whether this environment rewards authenticity or performance. That pause before you engage isn't awkwardness, it's your brain running a real time assessment. Are people being genuine here, or is everyone performing for an invisible audience? Emotional states such as anger and perceived threat motivate individuals to seek supportive viewpoints, deepening group boundaries. But your careful observation helps you distinguish between authentic spaces and performative ones. You refuse to waste words where everyone is curating themselves for acceptance. You speak when words matter, not to fill silence. This isn't withdrawal, it's allocation. You're choosing depth over breadth. And that choice reflects a clear eyed understanding of where your authenticity can actually land. Your brain knows that energy spent on performative conversation depletes reserves needed for relationships that genuinely matter. When you automatically scan a room and decide to stay quiet, you're unconsciously conserving your emotional and mental energy for interactions that actually matter. You're not being antisocial when you refuse to engage in small talk that feels forced or inauthentic. You're demonstrating that meaningful connection requires mutual investment, and some environments simply don't provide the conditions that make opening up feel worthwhile. Subscribe for more content that helps you understand you're normal and not broken.